you ready to draw another picture? I am. I'm Brooke and
Carter's
here helping me out today. As you know, we're building up for Halloween, and Carter got to choose today, and he chose to draw a skeleton. So I think a skeleton is perfect for Halloween. That's a really good pick, Carter. Yeah. All right, are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to get started just above center, and we're going to draw an oval. Let's go ahead and color that oval in black. Now, with a little space in between, we're going to draw another oval over on this side. We do want them to be about the same size. The great thing about black is that if one of your eyes is smaller, you can always add on and make it a little bit bigger. Now, in between the eyes, let's draw an upside down V. Great. Now we're going to draw a little V underneath, and we're going to connect the points on the end. Then we'll just color it in underneath the eye, and make sure you're down below the nose. We're going to draw just a straight little line. And we'll do that on both sides. So we'll do it under the other eye as well. Those lines should be about the same size. Now let's go ahead and connect those lines. Let's connect the two lines from the top. Let's connect the two lines from the bottom. And now it just looks like a big happy smile. All right, that's looking really good. Now we're going to draw what look like stitches. So right here we're just going to draw some little lines. We're going to put one out here and over here. And then just some small lines on the inside too, right closer to center. All right, now let's take this top line of what his smile looks like, and we're going to just extend this line out a little bit, and then we're going to curve it up. Same thing on the other side. We're going to take it out to the side and curve it up. Now we're going to come up above the eyes, and we're going to draw what look like eyebrows. So we're just going to draw a little curved mountain over this eye, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. That looks great. All right, now we're going to come over here, and we're going to just draw the top of his head almost like a circle. We're just going to take this line all the way over above the eyebrows and over to the other side. That's perfect. All right, now let's come down here, and we're going to just draw a line that comes pretty much straight down. Good. And then next to that line, we want to leave just a little space, and we're going to draw a line that goes parallel right next to that first line. Good. Now when we get to the bottom, we're just going to draw a curved line attaching them. Now we're going to draw two small lines, one on each side, and we're going to curve to connect them. Let's do that same thing again. Two little lines, and then a curve to connect them. One last time, two little lines, and a curve to connect them. Great. Now let's come up here and leave a little space, just a little bit, and we're going to draw almost like an oval coming out to this side. And then on the other side of our line that comes down the center, we're going to draw an oval on that side as well. Okay, now it's going to get a little tricky. We're going to come over, and this oval, we're going to start just above it, and we're going to draw another oval that just goes right around outside of that first oval. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Start just above it and follow it around. Don't let the lines touch, and you should finish just below on this side. Now let's come out here, and we're just going to curve down and bring it right back in to meet up with that center line. Now let's come back out here, leave a little space, and then we're going to come follow that line around as well. Let's repeat on the other side. We'll come out here, way out here on our oval, and we're just going to curve down and back in. Let's come back out here on our oval, leave a little space, and follow that line without touching and come back in. All right, we're going to do that same thing again. So we're going to start way out here on our, and again, we're going to curve down and back into center. And then we're going to do it again. We're going to start a little further out, and we're just going to follow it back into center. Great. Now on the other side, let's start way out here. We're going to draw a line that curves down and back into center. Come back out here, and we're going to, once again, we're going to just curve down and come back to that center line. What do these look like? Ribs. Yes, we are drawing his ribs, his rib cage. All right, we're going to add one last rib. So let's start on this side, and we're just going to start right in here, and we're going to curve down and back into center. And then we'll come back out and do that second line, coming down and back into center. Last one over here. Let's start here and curve down into center. And one last time, last line on the outside, curving down and into center. All right, we're going to start down here at the bottom of our center line, which is actually called his spine. And we're going to curve up and around almost like a heart, but it's not going to come all the way down. So we just go up and over, and we're going to stop. And then we'll do the other side for the other side of our almost heart, and we're going to curve it up and around. And again, it's almost like a heart, but we don't close the bottom. We leave it nice and wide open. Now let's come over here on this side of our heart, and we're going to draw, it's almost like a crooked U. We're going to curve down and back in, stopping right about center, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll start from this line over here. We're going to curve down and back in and meet up with that other line and center. Now let's come up inside right here, and we're going to draw almost like an oval right on this side. And then we'll draw another one on the other side. Try not to touch those first parts of our, what looks like a heart. Try not to touch that. Now it's starting to look a little like a butterfly. All right, next we're going to come out here, and we're just going to do a little curve. And then from that curve, we're going to draw a line that's coming straight down, maybe a little diagonal. Then we'll come right here, and we're going to draw another line that follows parallel right next to our other line without touching. Great. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So we'll start up here, and we're going to add that little curve. And then we're going to draw a line coming down just a little bit diagonal. Great, you're doing real good. Let's come back up here and draw that other line that comes down parallel right next to it. Don't let them touch. Wonderful. Now over on the other side, let's start at the bottom of this line, and we're going to draw a backward C. There you go. We're creating a bone here. So on the other side of that, we're going to draw a C, and it's going to touch up with his friend right here on the bottom. Let's come back over to this side of our bone, and we're going to draw another backward C right underneath it. Then we'll come out over here, and we're just going to draw a little curved line that comes down and in. It does not quite touch up with our other line. Now from this line, we're just going to draw another diagonal line coming down. Doesn't need to be too long. And then over here, we're going to draw another parallel line that comes down right next to it without touching. All right, over here at the bottom of this line, let's draw a C. There you go. Now let's come to the other side and draw a backward C that just meets right up with his buddy over here. Great. Underneath that bone, we're going to start right here on the curved part, and we're just going to draw one more backward C. There you go. Now starting from there, we're going to draw a curved line that's a little bit longer. And then we're going to draw a diagonal that comes back down. You can do it down and up and diagonal down. Okay, that looks good. Let's start at the bone up here, and we're going to curve all the way out and do a little U-turn back to meet up with this diagonal. Now this is his foot, but he needs some toes. So we're going to add just some little lines right inside here. A little curved line here, and a little curved line here. Now let's finish up that other leg. So let's come over here, and we're going to draw a C. And then we're going to draw a backward C on the other side so they meet up. Bet you're getting good at those now. Then we'll start right here, and we're going to curve down and in. And we'll do the other side and curve it around and in. They should not touch. We'll take a diagonal coming down. And then another diagonal that does not touch and comes down right on the other side. Good. Let's finish that bone off with a little curved C. And then a curved backward C, and they just meet up in the middle. All right, he's still missing his other foot. We're going to start at the bottom of this bone, right over here on the inside. And we're just going to create a little curved line that comes around and back up, kind of like a crooked U. From there, we're going to draw a curved line that just comes down and up, and then we're going to draw a diagonal. And then we're going to take that and curve it around, doing a U-turn and bringing it back up to the foot. Now let's add some toes. So we're just going to put a little curved line in here. Let's draw some lines just to add some bones to those toes. We're going to draw one little line that goes diagonal across. Same thing for the other toe. A little line connecting it, diagonal down. Now let's come up, because our skeleton, he doesn't have any arms yet. I think he needs some arms. So we're going to come up here to his top rib, and up on top of that, we're going to draw a little mountain that comes up and down. And then we're going to draw the other side almost like a U over here. They do not meet up. Should be a little space between them. From here, we're just going to draw a diagonal that comes up, and then we'll draw his parallel friend. Remember, parallel lines don't touch, they just follow along right next to each other. Now, when we get to the top of that line, we're going to draw a little curved line right here that comes out and up. Good. But now we're going to get a little tricky. We're going to draw a line from here that makes a U. Good. Then over here, we're going to draw a line that comes up and in as well. Good. Now we're going to draw another set of diagonals. So let's draw a diagonal up, and right next to him, without touching, another diagonal that just comes all the way up right next to him. At the top of that, we're just going to draw a curve around this way and in. And then we're going to come around the other side to finish that bone off, taking it around and meeting up right in the center. Now let's draw a little U on top of that. Great. From this side of the U, we're going to let our line come up and curve over just a little bit. Then starting from that point, we're just going to come up and over and curve it back in. And then over on this other side, we're going to draw a line that just comes basically straight up. From our straight up line, we're just going to curve down and in, just coming down a little bit. This is going to be a thumb. Then we're going to take this line up like a big mountain and bring it down to meet up. And this is his hand, so we need to add some fingers. So right here, we're just going to follow this line and curve it in. Let's add another finger with a curve coming over and in. So he looks like he's got some fingers. And then we just need to add a few lines. We've got to show the different bones in his hand. So we're going to add just a few lines. And across here. And here, just to show those bones in his fingers. We have lots of bones in our fingers. All right. All right, let's get started on that other arm. So we're going to start here at the top of this rib, and we're just going to add a line curving up and over sideways. And then from down here, we're going to curve out and up. Remember, they don't touch, there should be a little space. Then let's draw a little curved diagonal going this way, and another little curved diagonal right next to it. From this diagonal, let's curve around and in. From the top of that curve, let's go ahead and draw a diagonal down, and then we're going to curve this up like a U. Good. So let's curve around and in. Now from this top line up here, we're going to draw a line that comes almost straight up. And then we'll come down here and draw a parallel line that doesn't touch, just stays right next to it. At the top of that line, we're going to curve around and in. And on the other side, same thing, just curve around and in so they meet up. Now let's draw a little U on top of that. Great. From this side of the U, we're going to let our line come up and curve over just a little bit. Then starting from that point, we're just going to come up and over and curve it back in, creating a little bit of a thumb. Then we're going to take this line up. Oh, let's see. And then we're going to come out here and create our next curve, bringing this up and over. From the top of this line, we're going to take it a little bit up and over, and then we're going to just bring it down to connect. Now let's draw those fingers. So we're going to take from this point, we're just going to curve over and down, curve over and down. And let's just add a few lines across those fingers to show the different bones in the hand. And wow, that's looking really good. How cool is that skeleton? Now, we're not going to color our skeleton. Skeletons don't really have any color. But what I'd like to do is add some shadows by using a little bit of blue. So let's go ahead and grab our blue marker. We're just going to add a little blue shadow to the eyes. So let's put a little over here. I'm going to add a little over here. Then I'm going to put a little bit down by his chin. And I'm going to add a little blue over here by his cheekbone. Now I'm going to start over here and just curve some blue around, over and around on his head. Halfway up, giving a little color. Now I'm going to come over to this arm and we're going to add a little blue on our U. Great. Next I'm going to come down and just follow this line with a little bit of blue coming down. There you go. The next line, let's do the same thing on this one. Just follow it down. Wonderful. Now I'm going to add a little bit to the ribs. So I'm just going to curve around with this line on the rib. Then I'm going to follow this line and this one and just make my way down. Just adding a little color to the ribs. You got it. That looks great. Let's come over to his other arm. And we're just going to add a little color to this line here, and we'll do this one up here as well. Just like the other hand we did the U, let's go ahead and follow the side of his hand and curve it in. Great. And then what about these ribs over here? Let's do the same thing on these ribs over here, starting from the top and working our way down one rib at a time. Good. Just a little accent. Now let's come down to our hips. This is called the pelvic bone. And we're just going to add a little color over here on the side of this pelvic bone. And then we'll come down here. Let's do the whole bottom of the pelvic bone. We'll curve it down and up and down and around. Now let's follow this leg and just trace it down. And let's come over here. And we'll highlight this curve and bring it down. Let's add to the bottom of the legs, tracing this line and this line. Let's come down around the heel on both sides. And these are just, again, you don't have to add this, but just a little bit of fun to kind of brighten him up and bring him to life. I'm going to add a little more up here on the top of his head. And hey, I think that does it. That looks pretty good.
All right, Carter. Are you ready to show them our final drawing?
Yeah. 3,
2,
1.
boom! Wow, yours turned out great. That looks really good. I love it. Do you think that turned out awesome?
Yes.
Yes? All right, well, he looks really cool. What a great pick. Well, that sure was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do more Halloween drawings. How about you? Will you join me for another one?
Yes.
Yes, you're the best. Thanks, buddy. We can't wait to see you guys again for another How to Draw, and we'll see you soon. Bye.